Hey guys, so real quick update thing before I talk to you about my updated impressions on Fallout 4. Just want to let you guys know that my dad is sleeping currently, and so I can't record a gameplay video right now. So I won't be able to record one until later this afternoon. So I'm only going. This is going to count as one of the videos today, since it has been so requested, and then the second video for today will be gameplay. So, of the Sakura Fantasy. So, anyway, back to the main topic. So a lot of you guys have wanted me to do my review and put out my review. I I'm not like I feel like I've experienced enough of the game where I could make a review. The only thing that I haven't done yet that I feel is really important to the review is play the main quest line. I haven't done that yet because I can't do that unless I'm recording it because I can't do it on my other character because I want it to be, like genuine first impressions for you guys as I'm going through the main storyline. So that's one thing that I can't do on my other character. So yeah, like I once I do the main quest line, I will put out the full review. But I can tell you guys basically what my review is going to say. When I do my review, it'll be split up into pros and cons. I feel like that's just the easiest way to do things. Packing all of that my ideas and thoughts into one video is going to be very difficult to do just because it can only be 15 minutes long and it's like a 400-hour game. So currently I've put around 40 or 50 hours into the game, so I definitely do feel like I can give you guys my opinions on it. So my updated opinions are this. The game is great. And I do mean great. It's fantastic. It's a really great game. But I don't think that it's Game of the Year. And I don't think it's the best game ever made. And I don't think it's the best game of this year. The game that it was really going up against, in my opinion, is Witcher 3. I feel like Witcher 3 is a better game in general. And I feel like while this game is great, definitely in my top 2 or top 3 of the year, it's not my number 1. Here's some pros and cons that I'll definitely talk about in the review for my updated impressions. The skill system, the fact that it's gone, even though a lot of you guys have told me that you don't like it, or that you do like it, I don't like it still. I really don't. I don't like the fact that I have to wait until like level 40 in order to get all the points into the sneak skill. I don't like that I have to wait until level 40 to be able to pick master locks, and I just have to like make a checklist to go back to each of these different master locks, or just use console and unlock it that way. But I mean, you shouldn't have to do that. I don't like that. And I don't like the fact that I like the idea of the skill books. I like the idea that you can unlock extra kind of perks with the skill books. I like that. I really do. But I don't like the idea that it's necessary. And if you say that it's not necessary, you're wrong. Honestly, in terms of sneaking, I'll use it in terms of sneaking because that's what I'm really referring to. Even if you have, the 5 points put into sneak, you're still going to get detected and they're still going to hear you and stuff like that, even with shadowed armor and stuff like that, and using silenced weapons. The only way to get, to be extremely sneaky is to also find all of the covert ops magazines. I don't like the fact that I have to wait till level 40 to put all the points in my sneak. I don't like the fact that I need to go out and find these magazines just in order to be sneaky. I liked it where if I wanted to, by like level 6, I could have sneak maxed out if every single level I just dumped my skill points into sneak. I liked it that way. I understand that if you have it that way, then the fact that you don't have a level cap kind of doesn't mean anything. Because after about like level 30 or 35 or 40, you're out of skill. All your skills are maxed out. I understand that. Easy way you could have remedied that is making it so you can over level your or your skills and level them above 100 in order to give you extra bonuses. Easy way you could have done that. Another thing, I don't like how a lot of the stuff is kind of mixed together or they've taken out mechanics. When I say stuff's mixed together, I'm referring to energy weapons and regular guns. I don't like the fact that they're the same. I don't like the fact that if you put a point into the perk that increases your damage with handguns, with semi-automatic handguns, that it also impacts energy weapons. I don't like that. I like them being separate. I thought that that's really lent itself to another playthrough. You can play through the entire game again on Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas as energy weapons, and you can only use energy weapons. I just don't really like that. Something that I do like, and also something that I don't know if I like or dislike, is the fact that the repair system is completely gone. I feel like that was just thrown in at the very end, and it definitely does feel like that was kind of like an afterthought. How your items don't need to be repaired, like your guns and stuff like that. I feel like that was an afterthought, and the reason that I feel like it's an afterthought is because, or for some reason they scrapped it, is because when you have power armor, you do have to repair your power armor. So it's a little weird that they have this repair like aspect in the game where you do have to repair your power armor using stuff that you find in the environment like circuitry and steel and stuff like that, but you don't have to do it for weapons. I don't really understand why that's a thing, but the reason I said I don't know if it's a positive or a negative, because I like the fact that I feel like I can just run around and use my combat shotgun all the time, or my sniper rifle all the time. Like, I like that, or my missile launcher all the time, if I have tons of missiles somehow. I like the fact that I can do that, but it just takes away some of, like the survival aspects of the game, and stuff like that. So that's why I don't know. Before, you would be scared in previous Fallout games. You were scared to use your really good guns, and you only used them when you needed them, even if you had a ton of ammo, because you knew that you'd have to repair them, and that would cost a ton of money, and it kind of added this dynamic where your really good weapons you were only using when you really needed them. In Fallout 4, you can just run around for days with a missile launcher or a Fat Man or whatever if you have the ammo. So I don't like that, but I understand that it was kind of a tedious thing that a lot of people didn't like. So I definitely understand that. Something that I do like, though, I know that whenever I make these videos, it always sounds like I'm always downing on the game, because the first thing that pops into my head is the stuff that's bad, because there's so much good that it's hard, to think about something specific that you really like that's good, because there's so much that's good, whereas the bad things, they stand out. Very similar to, like, in my case, YouTube comments, where there's so many good, positive comments, they kind of just blend together, and then the few people who are, like, really dicks, they kind of stand out to me in those comments in my head. Something that I do like, though, the melee system. Let me round of applause for Bethesda. They actually made above average melee system. It's not great. It's not great. When we're talking about, melee systems that are first-person melee being great, first thing that pops to my head is probably the first thing that pops to almost everyone's head now, Dying Light. That game did first-person melee combat fantastic. Every weapon when you every weapon when you swung it, I think that's right. It's definitely swung. Every weapon that you swung, it felt good. It felt real. And, you really felt like you were bashing in those dudes' heads. I know that sounds like I'm demented and sadistic, but it felt good. It felt like you were actually hitting people with a pipe, or you're hitting people with a hammer. Fallout 4 doesn't feel as good as that, but it feels good. And one of the things that I said I wanted them to do is to make good melee combat. My other character that I play as is a full endurance, full strength character that just runs around in power armor with a sledgehammer. I haven't found a super sledge yet. I really want to find a super sledge. But she runs around with power armor and a giant heavy sledgehammer. She just whacks at things and destroys them, and it's great. It feels really good. Every now and then, when you're in VATS, or even sometimes when you're just fighting somebody, you'll do a pretty cool animation. I was running around with a combat knife, and I like slit their leg. I was like, and then they like got on their knees, and then I just like slit their throat. It was pretty sweet. I sound very demented. I'm not, okay? It's all in a video game. It's all fun in a video game, okay? It's all fun in games in a game. And it's really strong. Like the one thing I said in my video of what I wanted is I wanted melee combat to be really strong. I wanted you to be actually able to fight a Deathclaw. And I have fought a Deathclaw in my power armor with a chain-wrapped aluminum baseball bat, and I beat it. I mean, sure, I beat it because I sacrificed dog meat and ate a bunch of food that increased my damage resistance, and injected myself with a bunch of drugs that increased my damage and gave me extra damage resistance. But I did it. I killed them. There's a lot of perks that add to your survivability as a melee character, and I really like that. There's a perk where every single time you put a point into it, it gives you plus 10 damage resistance. That's huge. That's a really substantial upgrade. There's one that gives you plus 20 health every time. All these things that really help a melee character, and playing as melee is pretty fun. It does get a little boring after a while, but, if you're starting to get a little bored of the melee combat, pick up Blood and Guts, and then, whenever that activates, you'll just get a smile on your face when you hit something in the face with a sledgehammer, and it just explodes into a billion pieces, and it's fantastic. Some other good things, general things, the graphics are fantastic. It does have some performance issues. I'm sure mods will fix that. If official patches don't, I'm sure official patches will probably help it, but it definitely does have some performance issues. If you're going into Lexington or places like that, it can drop below 60. The VSync is always on, which sucks, and if you turn it off through the INI files, then everything kind of just goes crazy, and sometimes it like freaks out, and your entire computer explodes. That last part doesn't happen, but it definitely messes stuff up. Mouse acceleration's always on, a bunch of stuff like that usually happens with PC ports. But the game looks fantastic. The lighting is fantastic. The animations are not fantastic, but they're really good. They're much better than Fallout. They're miles better than Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, and they're much better than Skyrim. So they're definitely, upgrading and updating their stuff. As far as the main story, I can't speak on it because I've only done what you guys have seen in the Let's Play. Actually, I've done a little bit more, but barely more. All I've done is went to that detective agency. No spoilers. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. But that's all I've done up to this point. But yeah, the side quests are really good. I really like the side quests. The settlement building, I am so scared of, because I sat down for the Minutemen. I had to do a mission for them with the settlement building. Next thing I know, not even dramatizing here, I had to build a base for them. Next thing I know, it's 2.5 hours later, and I've barely got anything added to this base, and I'm like, alright, no, I need to walk away. I need to walk away, because I need to go find some ceramic. I gotta go pick up some coffee cups so I can somehow make those into houses. So, I'm just terrified of that. But as far as the modifications go and stuff like that, weapons, it's insane. Melee weapons, it's not as insane. I really do wish that there was more options for modifying melee weapons. I'm sure mods will fix that, though. But yeah, really enjoying the game. It's a fantastic game. I won't give you a score or anything like that, because you'll have to wait for the review. But hopefully I'll be able to record the rest of the main storyline for the Let's Play, and then I'll be able to get you guys the review soon. Okay, bye.